What would you say are the primary things, as you analyze the state of the holistic health movement at this time, the primary things that the holistic health movement gets wrong?
I think a lot of the, so-called alternative health movement, they're basically adopting the same model as allopathic medicine, but substituting different substances or different tests. So like instead of getting the typical blood test, they get more exotic blood tests, like testing for organic acids or
Right.
like the level of every vitamin in your body, or doing
Right.
heavy metal testing as a routine. So you do a test, which is a moneymaker. It gives you the diagnosis, and then based on that, then you sell supplements, right, which are drugs, things that are not pharmaceuticals, but they're made in a pharmaceutical factory,
Right. Right.
right? And they're said, based on natural things or whatever.
Mhm.
But they could also include occasional pharmaceuticals, like we talked about ivermectin earlier, right?
Right.
That can come out of this space as well. So this is essentially the same model that you're dependent on them for testing. You're dependent on them for the treatment. The treatment comes from a pill, not from your body doing the work.
Mhm.
This kind of thing. And within that, they're still believing in germ theory.
Right.
So, but instead of antibiotics, they're using, colloidal silver or black seed oil or, some other thing that supposedly has antibiotic or parasitic, helminthic properties. Inflammation, I think, is a big error. Instead of, ibuprofen and steroids, they're like, well, take curcumin. Inflammation is a healing process. You don't want to block it or turn it off. That
Right.
would be against the interest of your body. But they still think that way and think inflammation is a bad thing. Or a lot of times even it's claimed that inflammation is the cause of a health problem,
Right.
even though it's a normal biological process. So those are some of the, biggest errors, conceptual and practice-wise, that I think are, pervasive
Mhm.
in the alternative medicine.